Hi everybody, this is Adam from One Way to Turn. This next review is going to be the Oneway 2436. This is Oneway Manufacturing's top-of-the-line lathe. When you get into lathes in this price, it's just a matter of personal preference and what you like. There's a number of different lathes in this price range or close to it. There's one VB36, there's a Vicmark, there is Robusto, there's Sirius. All these lathes are probably within $2,000 of each other. I'm not going to talk too much about pricing just because these are expensive lathes and prices tend to change a bit. But to get started with a lathe of this size with the available features on this one is going to run you close to $10,000. I'm talking about some features on this lathe. It is a 2436, meaning that you do have 24 inches of turning space over the bed. The bedways on this particular lathe are the optional bedways, which are stainless steel. Oneway is unique in their design of lathes in that they happen to be a round tubular design. It provides a very, very rigid, vibration-free environment for turning. The lathe itself here weighs about 850 pounds. The bed is hollow. You can take the cap off the end and put bags of buckshot or bags of sand to increase the weight if you wanted to. With one-way lathes, there's so many available customizable features. This particular lathe has a 3 horsepower motor. 3 horsepower is currently the largest that Oneway offers at this time. And it has 3 different belt settings to change the speeds as well. It is a true variable speed, meaning it has a rheostat, emergency start and stop. It is fully reversible. One of the other features on it is it has a dynamic braking control for when you're turning a large piece of wood. When you push the stop button, it takes the same time to stop a large piece that it does a small piece instead of continuing to free spin. One of the features for having the braking resistor on the lathe is when you get large pieces of wood, if they continue to free spin after the lathe is stopped, what it does is it generates heat on the motor, and sometimes it can possibly trip the breaker. So this is a very nice feature. Another optional feature on this is the large outboard turning attachment. The price on this, just to give you an idea what some of the accessories cost, this runs about $1,200. You have the option of turning something 48 inches in diameter. I have yet to find a piece of wood that big to turn on it, but you have the option. Or in reality, you can take this off and you have completely to the floor, which is probably about 6 foot, 7 foot in diameter. It's an extremely heavy-duty lathe. Like I said, the whole lathe probably weighs 850 pounds. With the outboard attachment, the lathe probably closer to 1,000 pounds. Extremely heavy-duty spindle bearings and spindle shaft. It's a very, very quiet running lathe. Personally, I think this is probably one of the best manufactured lathes you can buy. It's made in Canada. And one of the other nice features that this lathe has is it comes with an extremely high quality live center. This is the only part of the center that turns, so it's a safety feature instead of having the whole shaft that turns. It comes with a couple optional, actually included accessories with the live center. It comes with 2 cone centers, which are nice for when turning lampshades or pepper mills. They are threaded, and there's some neat other things you can do with the threads on that side, but I won't talk too much about that in this video. Oneway has a unique patented locking system for their tool rest and their tailstock, which applies even pressure over the whole base at any point. And it's probably the only tool rest that I've found that when locked, it does not creep on you at all. It's extremely strong, extremely heavy duty. Everything on this lathe is extremely heavy duty. It's a very heavy lathe. Here is the computer that controls the lathe. There is a big breaker in there and all the electronic controls for the lathe. One of the other features that you can get with this is a RFI filter, radio frequency interference filter. Occasionally when turning, it's possible to get interference when listening to some FM channels or TV that is run through an antenna. This is a very large headstock spindle. It is an M33 metric spindle thread. This side is a number 2 Morris taper. On the tailstock here, it is a number 3 Morris taper. The reason for the number 3, according to Oneway, is that you have added strength and support. This has also the optional 96 position indexing for the head. I believe it comes standard with a 48. This is an optional 96. This right here is the locking mechanism to lock the headstock, which is nice when you're trying to unscrew something. The bedways on the outboard attachment are not stainless steel. They're only available currently in cast iron. This arm is positionable. It swings out of the way when you're wanting to turn something. Here's a couple large pieces of wood. And I think I've pretty much covered everything. If you have any questions about this lathe, or you're looking in to get a Oneway, just call up Oneway Manufacturing. They have a great website, really helpful customer service. Or you can just send me a question on my YouTube page at Oneway to Turn. Thanks a bunch.